We become instruments of greatness when we become recipients of heaven's wisdom and understanding. When heaven whispers, the feeble become strong, the unfortunate become blessed, the despondent receive hope, the frustrated regains control, and the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Reverend Biney is the new voice resonating kingdom precepts in the heart of believers today. He brings a fresh new perspective of how we can manifest Christ in our everyday walk. He is an anointed voice to rekindle the flame of greatness within every Christian. Tune in, same time, every week to hear a fresh whisper from heaven.
Well, for those of you who own your homes, it doesn't even have to be the fact that you own your home. But if you've ever experienced a broken pipe, you know, man, that sucks. You know, that is terrible. You don't want to ever deal with it. You don't ever want to deal with it. Imagine you at work, you get a phone call from your wife or your children that the house is flooding because you broke a pipe. You know, man, that thing messes up your day. It messes up your day. This morning I want to talk to you about broken pipes. Broken pipes. What is the essence of a pipe? What's the use of a pipe? It's a conduit, right? It allows for something to travel from one point to the other. Okay? But whatever is traveling in the pipe is what's of importance to us. That's what we want. That's what we want to concentrate on. That's what is needful to us. So we very often forget about the conduit, about the pipe, right? So most times we're worried about how clean the water is. We're worried about, are there particles in the water? Can I drink this water? Can I use it to cook? What is traveling in the pipe is what's important to us. But we don't particularly pay attention to the pipe, right? If you're not a plumber, hardly would you go check your pipes in winter and summer to make sure that they're holding up, okay? So after so long, the pipe gives up, a hole appears in it, and that which is important to you doesn't get to its destination, it spills out. It might get there, but not as much as you want, right? Or now the pipe is making you understand that I'm important too. You didn't pay attention to me. Now you're going to have to deal with all this bill, all this water messed up items in the house, all this mold that's going to be created out of the water that is spilled out of the pipe. So at that time, you begin to recognize the importance of the pipe. And I say to you, you are that pipe. You are the conduit between God and man. And God is through you bringing important things to man. You say, I'm not a pastor, how could I? No, you don't have to be a pastor. First Peter 2, now you're a royal priesthood. You have to be a priest. But you don't have to be a pastor. That's confusing, right? Don't get confused about the terminology. The functionality is what's important. You're called to function like God amongst men, priest. That's what's important. Don't worry about the pastor, the prophet, the apostle. Worry about your functionality. You're called as a conduit between God and man. So through you, God will heal the sick. I walked into Costco the other day, and these girls, they were coming to buy just like me, like anybody else. And this young man fainted. And they rushed the young man, young girls, right? Maybe things we teach our kids are important, because these young girls usually would be on high heels with this flowing Brazilian hair, and God forbid, but it happens. They're exposing things and all of that. They have their back, you can't touch me kind of walk and attitude. No, not these two young girls. Yeah, they had it all going, they were fly, but they bowed down to this young man, and they forgot that they had skirts on, and they started speaking in tongues and commanding, and the young man got up healed. I said, wow. Why? They have been taught by somebody that you are a pipe, you are a conduit through whom God brings his power to mankind. That's the awareness I want to create this morning. You are a pipe. You are a conduit. Now, when the pipe is clogged, the water coming out of the pipe is going to get contaminated. The people who are drinking from the water are going to get sick. You as a conduit, if you don't take care of yourself and we have contamination in you, you're going to deposit it in the people who receive your ministry. It could be prayer, it could be words of encouragement, but who receive anything from you, and you are going to make them spiritually sick. As the pipe, you must take care of yourself. Because if you don't, you are going to be so weak that you're going to break down one way or the other, and that which is supposed to bless people is rather going to become a problem for them. The water that's supposed to travel through and heal them and bless them and clean them and sustain them and quench their thirst is the same water that's going to destroy their possessions. So the pipe is important. And how we keep the pipe is critical. You are born again. You're a Christian. I'm talking to you that born again. I'm not subscribing to your age or your sex. No, I'm saying, are you born again? Are you a child of God? Then you are a pipe. You are that conduit. You see, like Moses, God is going to, through you, deliver some people from their Egypt. You see, like David, God is going to, through you, crush the enemies of some people who feel helpless in front of those enemies. Like Samson, God, through you, will deliver a generation, a nation. You might not know it, but that little boy who got a word of wisdom from you, that young man who's just come out of school, who got a little advice from you, his life is going to turn around. And you have no idea how many people he's going to influence in his lifetime. You'll be influencing a generation. So you are a conduit. You are a generation. You know, I'm told, I don't know the story, but I'm told that the man who witnessed to Billy Graham said, or gave him a prophecy and said, look, you are going to speak to the nations. No, the one who witnessed to Billy Graham was told, it wasn't Billy, the man who witnessed or through whose ministry Billy Graham became born again, that man was told that you are going to preach to the world, to the masses, to multitudes, right? But that man died and he hadn't preached to 50,000 people. But through his ministry came Billy Graham. And Billy has preached to more people than I know. So though that man might not have recognized it at the time, he was the conduit. He was the pipe through whom Billy is going to drink the rivers of living water. And that's going to stir up something in Billy. And Billy is now going to go from nation to nation, kingdom to kingdom, people to people, and preach the gospel. Without the conduit, the water doesn't get to its destination. You can't give credit to the water for getting the conduit, for getting the pipe. So don't break your pipe. When you break your pipe, you are of no use. You are worthless. You actually cause damage more than any good you will ever cause. Don't break your pipe. Don't break your pipe means take care of your spirit. Live holy. Live holy. Today we've made holiness like it's nothing. You know, Christians, they're sleeping around and they call themselves Christians. You watch Christians on social media and you can't tell the difference between a Christian and an unbeliever. Your pipe is getting contaminated. What kind of music do you listen? What are you putting in the pipe? Clocks. What you put in is what you will produce. That water is going to come out, but it's going to have a tint of worldly thinking in it. It's going to have a tint of worldly language in it. It's going to have a tint of worldly perception in it. No wonder we struggle to overcome problems because we have become so tainted that we can't even think spiritually anymore. Clean up your pipe. Today, clean up your pipe. Clean up your, it's not too late. You see, that's one of the lies of the devil. He wants you to think that this is too late. Oh, you've done it too much, you can't change. It is not too late. You can change. You can get up this morning, you don't need any special time, you don't need any special situation or condition before you tell the guy, I'm not going to be in a relationship with you anymore. I'm done. I want to go live holy for Christ. You don't need anything special. You get up and make up your mind and go execute it. Go tell him, look, you've had too much of me, no more. I am a conduit, I'm a pipe, and I'm not going to keep contaminating my pipe. And tell him, you better go clean up your pipe too. Well, I need to wean off that cigarette smoking slowly. No, you don't need to. I'm telling you. Well, the counselors may tell you different. I'm telling you by the leading of the Holy Spirit, you don't need to. You kneel down before the Holy Spirit and say, I don't want to do this again. Take it away from me. He will take it away from you. Try it. He will set you free. He sets the captives free. The captives go free when he's introduced into the picture. Clean up your pipe. Clean up your pipe. The reason why people don't listen to us, people don't want to hear what we have to say, is because we are not any different from them. When we speak, you can meet a Christian and when he's cursing, my gosh, you want to take a shower. The words coming out of his mouth, you want to take a shower. And then he comes around the next day, he's trying to invite you to church. You look at him like, for real? I'm not a Christian, I don't curse like you. The pipe is too tainted, it's too contaminated. Clean up your pipe. Your neighbors don't care about who you are, the church you go to, because your pipe is so contaminated. You're fighting with everybody. You have something to say about anything and everything, and because of that, you don't get along with your neighbors. Clean up your pipe. Clean up your pipe. Clean up your pipe. You sit in church while the pastor is preaching. It's the girl you're looking at. Excuse my language. She didn't come to church properly dressed, so the breast is all falling out. And that's what you're looking at. You can't even concentrate. Why? Because back home, you have been watching all of this craziness on YouTube, all of this craziness on social media. Your pipe is tainted. It's so filthy now that what you produce is nothing but filth. Clean up your pipe. Clean up your pipe. The water coming out of your pipe is so dark, it's so dirty, that we can't tell whether it's something that's going to give life or something that's going to give sickness. In conclusion, I say this to you, especially you, those people listening to me who are in positions of authority in the church. Clean up your pipe. Clean it up. Because you go and you're praying for people, you are laying hands on people, and you are transferring demons and demonic things and spirits into them. Because you are entertaining these spirits in your life. Your pipe is contaminated with immorality, with sexuality, deviant, demonic sexual appetites and tendencies and proclivities and all kinds of things that's in your spirit. And you go laying hands on people and praying for them. You don't have any business praying for anybody until you're clean. Go clean up your pipe. You get up and you're prophesying to people's lives. Meanwhile, your life needs to be prophesied too. Clean up your pipe. It's a very dangerous thing we are doing, men of God and women of God. And I address you respectfully. But we are sending these people into problems. We are praying for people and leading them to much difficult problems than the ones they brought to us. It's because our pipes are not clean. Clean up your pipe. And it's not too late. Don't let anybody tell you that you don't qualify or you are far gone. Man of God, it's not too late. You can clean up and finish the work God gave you. Woman of God, you can clean up and finish the work God gave you. But clean up your pipe. Be a source of life, not the source of death. Child of God, clean up your pipe. I'll see you tomorrow, God willing, and go clean up your pipe. Have a wonderful day. Love you always.